In this week's Parsha, Parshas Va'era, Avram famously says, Anochi afar ve'efer, which is usually understood to mean, I am but dust and ashes. That's a statement of humility. But there's something much deeper here, something that I want to explore. But to do that, we have to go to last week's Parsha, where Avram does the unexplainable, because Hashem tells Avram, you are going to be the father of nations. You're going to be the father of a very populous nation, the father of the world. And Avram says, but the stars tell me otherwise. The stars, the mazalos, they tell me I'm not going to have a single child. So what does Hashem do? Hashem takes him bachutza, which Rashi means, doesn't just mean outside. It means that Hashem took him above the stars. So the question is, what's going on here? What does it mean to take Avram above the stars? But more importantly, how can Avram challenge Hashem? Hashem tells him you're going to have a child. Of course you're going to have a child. But the explanation is profound, because what is the mazalos? If you look at an apple seed, you'll see that eventually an apple tree will come out of it. It's just natural for it to become expressed, and an apple will come from the apple tree. It's seeing what was the cause and the effect. And the system of the mazalos is exactly like that. It's nature. It's that if you look at the stars in the right way, you can see what Hashem is going to bring into fruition, the natural laws of nature. And Avram was saying very simply, I don't understand. You, Hashem, created the world, but you also create the mazalos. And how can you tell me I'm going to have a child when the mazalos that you created are telling me I'm not going to have a child? It's just it's a contradiction. It's a paradox. What's going on? So what does Hashem do? Hashem takes him above the stars, which is the profound principle that the Gemara in Shabbos of Kuf Nun Vav and Aleph explains as Ein Mazli Yisrael. That true, there's a system of nature, but when you're rooted into reality, when you're connected to Hashem, the source of nature, you can transcend nature. And true, nature might tell you that you're not going to have a child, but I tell you differently. But how does this actually come into play? Like, what does that mean? It doesn't say that Avraham changed the mazalos. It says that he transcended the mazalos. So what's going on here? But if you look very carefully, it says that Avram was not going to have a child. But Avram transformed and had a change of name to Avraham. And Chazal explained that name represents essence. Shem is the same root as neshama. When you change your name, you change who you are. And Avram wasn't destined to become the father of nations. But when Avram transformed himself, recognizing that he is beyond nature, became Avraham, the father of nations, then he now was able to have a child. And that's what afar ve'efer means. What does afar ve'efer mean? It means afar, ashes, is to break something down to its elemental form, to its root. Dirt is where you plant something to regrow. Avram was saying that every day I break myself down, my thoughts, my paradigms, my identity, and recreate myself to become something even more. That I never go on living the way I've been living until now just because that's what it was. I constantly choose who I'm going to be. But if you know something profound, when does Avram say that? Right after he changes his name, right after he realizes that when you connect to Hashem, you are not bound by nature. There are no limits. Anything is possible. And that's what Avram's teaching us, to really question the way we've been living and saying, is there more? Can we break boundaries? Can we take that next step? Can we go that next step further? Because when you're connected to Hashem, anything is possible.